Yes. So looks like hello everyone. Looks like the main thing on the agenda for today is Sarah and Lynn doing a preview of their KubeCon talk. So Lynn, I think just kick it over to you. You can take it away.
Yeah, is there any development update you want to give, or you just want
That's a
to?
good point. I
Yeah.
unfortunately do not. I have been absolutely swamped this week
Okay.
with work, and so I have not been able to. Unfortunately, I've not been able to focus much on Kagent. I'm hoping to get back to it in the next couple of days, but I have just been underwater with some other stuff. So that's me.
Got it. Dimitro, is there any development update you would like to give?
Yeah, just very brief. Thanks for asking. I'm still working on the workflow agents. I have some progress with basically fixing the bug where the user ID was not propagated through the sessions, and also fixed the A2A card for the workflow agents, and so on. So I'm just trying to test it and make everything ready for review for Ethan, maybe, I don't know, next week or something. If anyone interested in the workflow agents, yeah, you can ping me directly as well. I can share with you all the latest details.
Awesome.
Awesome. That's exciting. Thank you, Dimitro. All right. Let me omit this person. All right. So, sorry, another person just asked to join. So Sarah and I actually met. Sarah, I think it was in Hong Kong, right? When we started to discuss about the idea of using Kagent to help some of the tasks you are doing as a platform engineering, working with your team. So we got a talk accepted on the platform day. Actually, the first talk in platform engineering day, the Colo that Monday at KubeCon. And so what we are planning is kind of doing an introduction of AI agents, introduction of Kagent, and Sarah actually built a really cool demo. So I'm going to pass the mic to Sarah to talk about that. I was actually really amazed of what she built. So Sarah, take it away.
Thanks for the introduction, Lynn. Hi, everyone. So as Lynn mentioned, we talked about Kagent a few months ago. I was working on a specific use case where I needed some semantic validation for my GitOps manifests. And I was like wondering how can I do this? And when I discovered this Kagent after Lynn's talk in KubeCon Hong Kong, was the right tool to use and try to build something that can semantically validate the changes before applying them on the live clusters. So the idea is like we created this GitOps agent that learns from the live manifest, the live state of the cluster, and the desired manifests we have in our GitOps repositories, and analyze all the changes that we introduce to the cluster, compare the changes, and give some semantic validation of what will happen if we apply them to the live cluster. And this validation is submitted as a pull request review before merging the changes and the break your environments. So I have a quick demo to show you how this works. I hope that the idea is clear. If you have any questions, just let me know. And we'll try to share my screen first. Okay, I think you should be able to see my screen right now.
Yes, we can see your Google Meets. Perfect.
Yeah, great. So just a quick summary. We have a GitOps workflow, classic GitOps workflow, where our developers or DevOps push their changes to the Git repository. We have some sort of CI that integrates the changes, like the configuration, renders some generic Helm charts. We have a common Helm charts we use for all our environments, and then produce Kubernetes manifests and push them to the repository. So with this process, the problem is that if someone pushes some misconfiguration, nothing will inform us before these changes get applied to the cluster. So Argo CD is watching the GitOps repository and applying all the changes, and yeah, perfectly normal. So what I tried to do is to introduce Kagent in this chain and get some semantic validation before merging the merge request that will change the live state of the cluster. So when we push the configuration to the GitOps repository, everything runs as before. We have the CI pipeline that runs and render the GitOps chart, creates the Kubernetes manifest, and then Kagent analyze the manifests, validate them against the live state of the cluster, and then push a merge request comment to notify if something is misconfigured, right? So this is a demo repository that I'm using for this to show you this how this agent is working. I have a Kubernetes cluster with Argo CD. Kagent is running with my agent, the GitOps agent. And I have KMCP that is running also in this cluster to deploy the GitHub MCP server, because we need to submit merge request review. So we use the GitHub MCP server. And the rest is like Kubernetes pods and some Cilium pods. So the idea here is that I have this Git repository with my the configuration of my environment, and I would like to add a new application, deploy a new application. For this demo, I choose the Drupal app, which is a very simple web application. So my manifest has different resources, namespace, Argo CD project, and Argo CD application, right? And this application points to a specific Helm chart for the GitOps, for the Drupal application, and it provides some specific values for this chart. So the values here have different issues. The first one is we are pointing to an external database that does not exist in this cluster. So this service does not exist. And with the classic traditional GitOps workflow, nothing will notify you that this does not exist. We are using some like selectors and tolerations, not selectors and tolerations that does not fit with the labels and the taint of our nodes. So the pod cannot be scheduled. We have some resource limit that are violating the resource quota of our namespace. We are using this specific namespace to deploy the Drupal application, and this namespace I already created in the data in the cluster just to show you this specific use case. This namespace has a resource quota with specific limits, right? So my deployment will violate the namespace quota, and also I'm using I'm asking to configure a PDP with the min available pods 2, and my replicas are is configured for one single replica of the pod. So the GitOps agent should analyze all this. First of all, it should analyze all the resources in this, or the manifest in this file, extract the Argo CD applications and render the Helm chart to discover the deep links. For example, Drupal application will create deployments, services, other Kubernetes resources. This configuration here is only showing the Argo CD application, does not give any information about the real resources that will be deployed. So the GitOps agent will be able to render this Helm chart using the values we provide here, the Helm chart repo and the version, and discover all the resources, and then validate them against the live state of the cluster, and there it will discover that resources are not fitting on the namespace quota. PDB is misconfigured, and the rest of the misconfigurations. So let me first push these changes. Okay. So here I have a new branch for these changes. I'm not merging everything on the main branch that Argo CD uses to synchronize the changes. I will create my merge request, and this merge request will trigger the pipeline that will trigger a Kagent to check and run the semantic validation. So if we wait here for like a few minutes, we will see the pipeline running. Yes. So here I have a GitHub action, a very simple GitHub action that runs Kagent CLI command. I'm exposing my Kagent controller via this DNS name, and I'm asking Kagent to use the GitOps agent that I already deployed in my cluster, and I'm providing the manifest file as an input to be analyzed. And this should trigger some tasks on. We can see here that the tools server is running some tasks to check the configuration we use. Here, for example, we can see that we are trying to render the Drupal hem chart, right? And then we are triggering also like running other commands to check the live state of the cluster. And after this pipeline is done, we should have a command posted. This is what the pipeline posted in my pull requests. I'm using you can see that it's with the post has been done with my user because I'm using an API key belonging to my user, so that's why. But it has been submitted by the agent itself. So here we can see that the agent discovered a lot of things. We have the namespace, my team namespace, no changes because the namespace exists already. We are using Kagent discovered that we are using some secrets that does not exist in the cluster. So here we can see that we are using external secret Drupal app external DB, and we don't have any reference to this secret, and we are not defining this secret in the manifest, and does not exist in the cluster. So it has been discovered. Same for the Drupal. I have two secrets actually. The agent also will discover that this chart will deploy a service. It will deploy also some polls and deployment, and this provides some sort of validation and reports on what exactly will happen, and gives some details and analyze of the changes that will be brought to this cluster. For example, here it says that we are using we have a namespace quota that is limited to 1 core and 1 gigabyte of memory, and our deployment is requesting 2 CPUs and 2 gigabytes of memory, which will break, right? So this is really reflecting the real problems that will happen if we merge and apply this manifest to the live state. We are here discovering that we are referencing a database service that does not exist, and so the connection to the database will fail. And the pod disruption budget was also misconfigured, and it has been discovered by this agent. Sorry. Here also it gives some like impact prediction, like how this will impact the current state of the cluster. What are the things that will run, fail, and and probably break other workloads. And the agent is also given some recommendations and good practices to apply on the, for example, here it's like say that we are using a wildcard for the hand chart version, which is something we need to pay attention to, right? And and it's given other like recommendations depend on this configuration, the configuration we are applying here. So this is the report. Like each time you change something in the pull request and push it to this repository, this will trigger again another analyze of the changes and another comment, another review for the pull request with this review of these changes. And this is the way we interact with the agents. It's not we are supposed to in this this way of interacting with the agent, we are supposed to bring every modification to our live state of our cluster with a Git merge request, a merge request or a commit of in a merge request, and this will trigger the analyze and then gives us some feedback, and we can fix things and then resubmit again another or request another review of the agent until we are satisfied of the result. After that, we can merge the merge request, the pull request, and then the changes will be applied safely to the cluster. So this is the idea of this this GitOps agent. The agent itself is pretty simple. We have three main skills for this agent. The first one is rendering the Argo CD applications to be able to discover the Kubernetes resources that will be really created by the charts of the applications, and also the charts that are pointed by these applications. The second thing is to calculate the diff between the desired and the live state of the cluster. And the third part is the impact analysis, which will bring more clarity to what will happen and how this will impact the live state of the cluster. The agent is doing like the validation pipeline is basically doing this, parsing the inputs of the manifest, desired manifest. It's also calculating or like extracting the desired state, the real desired state, generate the manifest, drift comparison, and we run some semantic and core validation. And then last thing we do is to predict the impact and produce the reports and submit it as a pull request review. The semantic validation depends on your needs exactly. Then focus on the things that you see, like the problem that happens often in your environments. For example, from what we have, we see that a lot of people misconfigure node selectors and resources, the resource limit and requests and stuff like this. So we are expecting this agent to be able to always see when this kind of misconfigurations happen before merging them to the live clusters. And we are using in this agent the key agent tool server with Kubernetes tools and Helm tools to render the application, Argo CD application charts. And we are using the MCP server tools to push submit the pull requests review. And yeah, I think I did not forget anything here. So yeah.
Are you also using the Argo MCP server? I didn't see
Yeah,
it.
I was experimenting with Argo CD MCP server, but at the end, Argo CD MCP server is missing some crucial tools, and I was able to do most of the things just using the Helm tools that are provided
Okay.
by Kagent tool server. So yeah, the idea was to use Argo CD MCP server to get the diff, but it's not well implemented and it has a lot of bugs and it does not provide the diff I need to be able to analyze the impact.
Yeah, this is super cool. This is the first time I've actually seen people building a demo around Kagent and connected with GitHub Action, which is, I think it's super cool. I have a small question. The MCP server for GitHub, I assume you're using the auto discovery feature provided by Kagent?
Exactly. So I'm using this is how I'm deploying my GitHub MCP server using KMCP.
Okay, very cool. By the way, just so you know, I believe on the latest version of Kagent, we merged the KMCP into Kagent, so you could just install it as part of Kagent.
Okay, yeah, I didn't check the latest version, but yeah, I will do. Thanks for the. So yeah.
Does anyone else have any question for Sarah?
No, that was awesome. Great demo. Thank you so much for showing that.
Thanks.
I was thinking like we are at this stage like I really first of all I really appreciate the efforts of Sarah that she's bringing right now for the validation level. So I really like it and I really appreciate it. I have a question at this stage. We are focusing the validation, right?
Yes.
So is there a way we can generate the patch as well? Okay, to correct the validations because right now we are entering in the world of agent and AI tooling. So it would be great like at the latter stage if our this same solution could generate some patches to correct these validation automatically.
Yeah. So for this first version, we are not supporting the remediation. There are not patching or doing anything. It's like a read-only agent that analyze the live states of the cluster and compare it with the desired state and suggest things that you can fix in your site with your in your Git repository, GitOps repository. The problem with this agent, this is what I'm trying to fix right now. It's not deterministic. So sometimes it does not provide always the same answer. Sometimes it misses some informations or for example in this the demo I just ran, the agent did not analyze the node selectors for my deployment. And the demo before I was running before this code, the answer was also including the node selectors. So it depends on the quality of the agent. I'm trying to reach some sort of some level of quality where I can always be sure that the answer at least at some level always will be the same, and the agent will also always take in account some important factors that I need to check in my configuration before starting any remediation or any right actions that the agent can. It's in my opinion, it's still early, and it's dangerous to give the agents ability to do the changes. What I'm planning probably to do is to make the agent push the changes or the recommendations as pull requests commits, right? So you can see what he's trying to do to fix your code, but never change directly the live state of the cluster. Everything goes through the GitOps repository.
Yep, of course. Awesome. Thank you.
Awesome. Thanks for that question. Jason, did you also have a question? I saw you turned on your video.
No, I just liked hanging out with you all.
All right. Awesome. We love that too. Thank you, Sarah, for taking the time to show us a live demo. That's awesome.
Thank you for being here. Yeah, thank you.
Great job.
Thanks.
I have one question to ask. So many of you know we started talking about Kagent community party at KubeCon, right? I believe it's the Wednesday at KubeCon. Can I ask a show of hand? How many of you are planning to attend or will be traveling to KubeCon and planning to attend that party? So Jason raised the hand. Who else will be there? Okay, Sarah, Mohammed, awesome. Enrollment too, awesome. So that's great to know. Awesome. So one of the thoughts we have been having, we want to continue around the party, but we were thinking about how we can actually make the party to be a little bit more inclusive to people outside of Kagent. So we were thinking maybe expand the theme of the party a little bit. We were thinking some of the idea. I know Ida, you probably have more ideas. Some of the idea we're thinking maybe is adding MCP to the name of the party. I don't know if some other people have other ideas, but I just want to give you all thoughts. We are thinking about expanding the name of the party so that we can potentially recruit more people. But because the goal of the party is bring people who are excited about AI agent and MCP to the party from KubeCon. Does anybody have any thoughts or any opinions on this?
Perhaps just expanding it and highlighting that Kagent is open source and AI, because some people may not be able to draw that correlation. And I know that there's a lot of open source fans that haven't yet quite came to this agentic AI next leap that we're all building very early so far.
Yes, that was my over concern. It's like we have Kagent in the name of the party, but a lot of people are not sure Kagent is related to open source and AI and agentic with cloud native. So we're looking at making the name of the party more generic, but definitely have Kagent at the minimum in the description. And sounds like you guys are thinking that makes sense. At least Jason, you voice your opinion. Let me know if anybody else have any strong opinions. So that's kind of what we are thinking. So we do want to share with the rest of the community, get your thoughts or feedback. But I'm so excited to see at least 4 people in the community plan to be at the party. So thank you all. All right. Is there anything else we should be discussing?
Yeah, I'm sorry. I feel like I usually have things to get us information, but like I said, I'm a little busy, so I think I need to. I don't need to hop off, but I definitely don't have the same level of attention to detail this week that I do.
I have something just very quick
Yeah.
related to the agent-to-agent protocol, if anyone interested in that. So,
for sure.
Yes,
as
please.
you know, there is a... let me share my screen, okay? Hopefully it will work. As you know, there is such a project which is called A2A Inspector, right? You see my screen now?
Yeah.
Yes.
Okay. So I was able to just rebuild it with a simple Docker and push it to our local kind of build registry and create a deployment for that. So and then by just forwarding the port, you can use it for internal kind of agent testing. It gives you some internal, view on the messages, specifically on the agent card. So you can see how the agent card is represented in A2A protocol with all the skills and capabilities. and if it's valid or not. And second one, you can just chat with it directly, and you will see all the internal messages like status updates and this artifact update, whatever that means, according to the A2A protocol. And this is kind of like a debug tool, probably in addition to the normal chat that we have, in the chat window, because in the chat window, we don't see always everything the same way, or if you're getting some errors maybe in the UI and you want to debug it with A2A, so this could be a helpful tool. If you're interested, I probably will push it under the contrib folder, so you can just optionally install it for whatever local development.
Oh, did you build this?
I just compiled it from existing one, and I added the make command for to push everything in the Kagent. Yeah.
Oh, okay. I was like, well, that was a quick vibe code there, Dimitri.
No. It's a Google A2A inspector from ADK or A2A. I don't know.
Somewhere, yeah. Is it easy to run from elsewhere? Maybe just a description of how to run it.
If you will forward the, it requires to have this URL, right?
Yeah.
The agent card. So in order to run it, I just deployed it locally, so it's much easier to do.
Got it.
And
So
I wanted to test exactly how it works from inside, actually.
Got it.
Dimitro,
So-
its name is like an inspector. Is it scene inspector like we got in the developer tools, usually in the browser?
It's the name of the project itself. You can just find it, like A2A project, A2A inspector. It's the only thing. It's just the way you need to build it and deploy it in order to access to the local services. And just to make it more convenient, I've created a Docker file and make file to to do it in the one line, one command. Yeah, but it's helpful because it's also validating the agent card and allows to debug a little bit the messages and see what's happening under the hood, because it's what we do in
Do you
the
think
UI.
we should add some of this? Right? I mean, do you think it'd be helpful to add some of this to our UI?
I'm trying to look more in this direction. Maybe I see a bigger problem where we want also to understand the context. We need probably something a little bit bigger where we can have a regular A2A plus session in context. So,
Yep. Yeah.
But definitely we need such a tool. I think in order to understand what happens under the hood between the agents, why they were doing the right thing or not right thing, we need some kind of simple UI that you can see all the communication, everything, right? So I think it's opportunity. If anyone wants to write maybe such a tool specifically for Kagent, I think it's something that we would need.
Yeah, that makes sense. I definitely think we're, the chat window is missing sort of a debugging element. I think that makes total sense.
Yeah, and I'm currently debugging these workflow agents with sub agents, parallel and sequential, and trying to understand what happens with the context. Is it overwritten? Is it appended? Can we do more interesting things with context, specifically if you can set the context variables and then use these variables in the prompt? That would be, I think, a very powerful feature, because you can execute something, you can store it as a single string, keys in the context, and then build the prompt using existing keys, rebuild it dynamically. So it will allow to have a workflow where you are collecting some data, extracting it, and then the final agent, for example, has a prompt which is using these context variables and running the final prompt based on all the collected data. That's typically how the workflow works. Or you can do even maybe more complex workflow templating and other stuff. But I think the starting point could be with just a context-aware, simple approach. Yeah,
Yeah,
but
that makes
yeah,
sense.
I'll share with you Ethan more probably on Thursday as well, and we can. I feel I need a discussion about all of this and put it maybe in some post or some document and stuff like that.
Yeah, perfect. That sounds good to me.
Yeah, exciting stuff, Dimitri. Thanks.
All right.
All
Anyone
right,
else?
Jason,
Oh,
I saw
sorry.
you have the question about Coinbase payments. I assume that's what you are doing at the moment.
Yeah, so definitely wanting to figure out flow of value with our agentic AI framework that we're building towards. And I was just wondering if there's been any conversations around the X402 payments. And I understand Google with A2A just recently announced within the last several weeks or their X402, which is the Coinbase mechanism for doing payments using blockchain technology. And I was just wondering if anybody within that's contributing to Kagent, Kagent, whatever we're calling this project, is if any of those conversations have transpired yet.
No, so we don't. I don't. I mean, I have not personally. I definitely can't speak for the whole. I'm not personally integrated or
So
with that
I know there's some
blockchain.
discussion on the Agent Gateway side. I don't know if you're looking at using Agent Gateway. So I know John is adding support for the Agent Payment Protocol for Agent Gateway, and it might already happened yet. And I don't know if that protocol, particularly for Coinbase, is that part of the Agent Gateway Agent Payment Protocol, or it's an extension on top of the Agent Payment Protocol? Do you know, Jason?
I don't, and I was just trying to understand because we're just in conversation aspects of how that we're looking to begin experimenting with Kagent currently. We're still working on shipping an MVP and then looking to really bring agentic workflows to that.
Got it. Yeah, I do know we are either adding or already added support on the Agent Gateway side for the Agent Payment Protocol. If there's any interesting for Agent Gateway, which is probably useful if you're running a bunch of agents or MCP server. By the way,
Well,
which agent framework are you looking at? Are you looking at Kagent, or are you looking at any of the other agent framework out there?
yeah, so we're definitely have deployed N8N for workflow automation, and then the orchestration framework that we're most interested in is Eliza OS, which brings the interoperability to various blockchains. That's the one that has a lot of traction there, and obviously we're interested in figuring out flow of value because one of the things that we're planning to build is a meta agent or super agent, and that's where we're looking to really use the flow of value with something like A2A and X402.
All right, thank you. Appreciate that context. All right, I don't see any other hands or comments. Should we wrap this up? Anybody else have anything?
No, I don't think so. FYI, just housekeeping, we have the contributors meeting this Thursday. So if you're interested in contributing more or diving deeper on some design discussions, feel free to join us on the same calendar as this meeting. Don't ask me how calendars work. I still have no idea. But I know it's on the same calendar. So if you're on this calendar, you got it. And yeah, looking forward to talking there. I think this week we're going to be talking about multi-agent and as it pertains to the UI and things like that with Dimitri. So
Awesome. Well, thanks everybody for joining, and big shout out to Sarah for the live demo.
yeah,
Really
huge shout
enjoyed
out.
that.
Absolutely.
Thank you.
All right. Thanks everybody. Bye now.
Bye.
Bye.